Okay, Pilates Hotties, let's go ahead and stand up. This is the part I'm not comfortable with, this stand up right here where I don't have enough room to be back from. Okay, feet underneath your pelvis, toes face forward, grounding down. Take a nice big inhale up. Exhale, big inhale up. Exhale to slowly roll over to your toes. Maybe at this point, just bend your knees to come all the way forward to the floor. And then just hang out there. And then just have a moment. You can just let your arms sway, let everything go for a moment. And that first forward fold. So maybe your hands are on your shins, maybe on the floor, maybe you straighten them, or you can just have that bend so you can just release. And then from there, let's begin to walk out to your plank position and meet in your plank. And just finding your moment here. Lengthening through the heels, like through the crown of the head. Feel your belly button magnetize up into your spine, and then feel the sits bones get pulled up to the sky for your downward dog. And you can run the knees out here. That first stretch of the day feels so nice, challenging, but so nice. And then pressing the heels back, rolling your spine forward into your wave, find length, and then rounding your spine up for your downward dog. Take that a couple more times with your breath, rounding forward to your plank, and then lifting those sits bones high. One more time, rolling forward to your plank, taking it back to your downward dog, and just hanging out in your downward dog for a moment. Again, you can pedal the knees out, whatever movement you need, and then pressing the heels back, lengthen your right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip to just get some opening through that right oblique and hip. So the weight of the leg pulls your hip open. So I want you to feel for that stretch. And then square the hips, bring that foot down, left leg lengthen up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. And breathe. Bring that foot down one more time. Right leg goes up. Take that stretch for 2 more breaths there. And then we're going to square the hips, step the right foot through the hands, and just reach the right hand up to the sky. Take the stretch. So spiraling open, reaching the fingertips up. One more breath there. And then bring that hand down, step back into your plank. Just setting up that plank for a second. Side shoulders open the ears, draw the abs in. And then lift the sits bones high for your downward dog, which hopefully you're finding a little more length here. Let's take the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Take that stretch. And then stepping your foot through your hands, taking the left arm up to the sky. The stretch. And then bringing that hand down, stepping back into your plank, holding in your plank here, draw the abs up and in, and then start to slightly bend the elbows. We're going to slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Hugging the elbows into the side, hovering off the floor, and lowering all the way down. Folding the forearms together. And relax your forehead to your forearms. Just let everything go into the mat. Take a couple breaths, just shaking the pelvis out, letting go of any tension. And then starting to find the hip points and pubic bone magnetizing you into the mat here. The legs are long. The belly's drawing up and in, shoulders are relaxed. And we'll float the right leg up off the mat. And lowering it down, left leg up. And lower. So alternating sides, lift and lower. Shoulders relax. Last one with the left, keeping the pelvis in place. And we'll float both legs up. They lift and lower. Shoulders relax. Draw the abs in, lift and lower. One more time. We're going to lift and hold. And then circling the legs away from each other. They're going to start out, up and around. Out, up and around. Drawing the abs in. And then reverse. Firming up the glutes. And last one. And lowering those legs to the mat. Shake the pelvis out. Bend the knees. Bring the heels towards the bum. Flex the feet and push the heels together. Let your pelvis sink down into the mat. The knees are open about as wide as the pelvis, and we'll float the legs up and lower. The legs will lift and down. So drawing the abs up and in, and then you engage the glutes. So the abs are helping to stabilize you here, even though we're laying on them. And then we lift and hold, and then small lifts up, up, hold, up, hold. Breathe. Squeeze the heels. And lift for 5. Last one, hold it as high as you can, hold up a little bit higher, squeeze the top of the glutes, and then lower the legs down. Lengthen the legs out, shake the pelvis out. Extending the arms long to the front. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Magnetize your belly button up into your spine, and we'll float both arms and legs up off of the mat. Drawing the abs in, long neck. Can you slide your shoulder blades away from your ears without moving anything? And then we'll pull the elbows back towards the rib cage and reach the arms back forward. Keep the neck long. Draw the elbows back. Legs are long, thighs are lifting off the mat, but trying not to compress in your low back. So the pelvis stays in neutral. Abs draw up and in. One more time, we're gonna pull the elbows back and reach the arms forward, refold the arms and lower the head back down. Shake the pelvis out. So trying to keep the length in your lumbar, not compressing in your low back. One more time, we're gonna lengthen the arms forward. We're gonna go for a swim. Draw the abs up and in, and we'll float the arms and legs up off the mat, and then start to flutter kick, little kicks. Little kicks, long neck for 5, 3, and last one, refold the arms, lower yourself back down, and then gently press yourself back to your child's pose. You can let that knees be wide, feet together, and resting your bum back towards your heels. Lengthen the arms long to the front and reaching the spine long here. And then you're going to roll yourself up onto your hands and knees. Coming into your cat stretch, pushing your spine up to the sky by pulling your abs up and in. And then head up, tail up for your cow. And into your cat. And into your cow. One more time. Cat, pull the abs up and in, push the spine up and into your cow. It's good to have movement in your spine because we want flexibility in it. And bring it back to center. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Pull the abs up and in, and then extend right arm and left leg at the same time. And bring it back to center, left arm, right leg. Keeping your pelvis as still as you can keep it. And bring it back to center. Notice what's happening with the foot that remains on the mat. Is it doing all the work to balance you, or is it relaxed? Your abs are doing all the work. Last one, like this. Notice which side feels better for you. Last one, we're going to hold this one out though. So right arm, left leg, and then round your spine, the knee and the elbow connect. Hold it out, open the arm and leg away from the body. Bring it back to center, rounding, knee and the elbow connect. Extend, arm and leg move away from center, bring it back to the midline, and then round to draw the abs in. So adding a little different challenge. Last one like this. And then bring it back to center, hand and knee come back down, one time into your cat, and into your cow. And back to neutral, extending left arm, right leg, holding for a moment, and then you round your spine, extend the arm and leg long, they go out to the sides, they come back to center, round to drop in, extend, out, and in, round, breathe. One more time. And bring it back to center, hand and knee down into your cat, into your cow, back to center, roll the toes under, draw the abs in, and we're just gonna come up to our hover the knees an inch up off the mat, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen through the crown of the head into the sits bones. See, can you pull your low abs up and in? Can you think about lifting out of your pelvic floor? Just holding for 5, 4, wrap the ribs in, 3, 2, and last one, knees down, press back, take a child's pose, take a breath. You can flip your palms up to the sky. And then coming all the way up, grabbing a hold of your band or your ring or whatever you have. And we're gonna come to sit on our bum. Okay, we're gonna sit up tall. So first, find those sits bones, press them down, adjust your body, lengthening up so that your legs are long to the front, sitting up with your spine as if it's back against the wall. Squeeze the ring, or does everyone have a ring? So I know what it is. Okay, you got a band. Okay. Lift and lengthen. And just every time you squeeze in or you pull apart or whatever action you're doing to activate your back, you grow an inch taller. Can you lift the top of the head up to the sky? So no real movement. You're just activating into your back muscles and you're lengthening your spine up. Imagine that piece of elastic from your tailbone all the way up out of your head, and you're getting that tail of this elastic a little bit longer. One more time. Your abs are drawing in so tight. Keep all that length in your spine, then tuck your pelvis and slowly start to roll back. Sliding down. So you're rolling onto your sacrum, and then you'll press into your low back. And vertebra by vertebra, we'll make our way all the way down. We'll take one long stretch here. Inhale, exhale, reaching the ring up to the sky or the band before we move. Again, same thing as we were sitting. You press or pull, whatever your activation is, and find that your spine can stay long and you're activating your back, and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze or pull. One more time. You keep that activation, keep the length in your spine, draw the abs in, pull your belly in, lift out your pelvic floor to slowly peel yourself up. Peeling, drawing the abs in. Pull from your low abs. Lift out of your pelvic floor, reaching, reaching, reaching. Take a stretch forward. Hook the band or the ring around your feet. And organizing so your sits bones are pressing down. And then sitting up tall. Pressing in. Lift up out of your pelvis. Tuck your pelvis and roll back halfway. Drawing the abs in. Relax the shoulders with mirrors. Lift your elbows slightly. Long neck. We're going to micro lift the right leg off the mat. Micro lift and lower. Micro lift the left and lower. So keeping that movement so small as you just do tiny lifts to challenge your stability. You're still squeezing in on the ring or pulling apart on a band. Lifting out of your pelvic floor. Can you try to lift out of your pelvic floor a little bit more? We're going to do one more each way. And then slowly start to go back and rolling all the way down to the mat. Super slow and controlled. Reaching back, long stretch. And then reaching the arms right above the shoulders. Give activation in from the back muscles. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And peeling up to your halfway point. Meeting at the halfway point here. Roll the shoulder blades down the spine. Draw the abs in. And then we're going to rotate the rib cage over to the right without letting the legs move. Keep the pelvis still. And then rotate back to center. Secure the pelvis in place and then twist over to the left. Relax the shoulder blades away from the ears. And then rotate back to center. Go back one more inch. And then twist over to the right. Stay there and twist a little bit further. A little bit further, a little bit further. And rotate back to center. And over to the left. Stay and twist, 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 twist. Back to center. And we're going to roll up and over to the toes. Take a stretch here. Let's hook it onto the right foot and roll down, taking that leg up to the sky. And breathe. So we'll come into our stretch and easing into the stretch. So you don't have to go hard and pull the leg back all the way to start. And we'll start to activate bending and straightening. Finding a little more release through the hamstring. And then you can hold that leg straight and start to pull back a little bit further. A little bit further. Lengthen out of your heel and pull back just a touch further. Reaching the sits bone forward. then we'll release that and bring it to the toes for your calf stretch. So let the leg come down a little bit further so it's not on your hamstring stretch. And then start to pull the toes towards your face. And just breathe and try not to fight it. The calf is not always so happy here. And just relax into it. And let's point and flex. And then hold the toes down and breathe. One more breath there. And then back to the center of the foot, sprawling the leg open and out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Keeping the right hip, or the right hip opening, left hip is anchored down to the mat, shoulders relax. Breathing into that inner thigh. And one more breath. As we take that leg up to the sky, anchor the back pocket down, let the leg come a little bit across the body, stretch to the side of the hip and the leg. Pushing your right hip away from you, relax the shoulders. Breathe into it. Just take one more breath there. And then we'll melt into our spinal twist. Let the leg fall across the body, looking in the opposite direction. And extend that leg out to straight. Shake it out, the legs are long and loose. Reaching the whatever you have up to the sky, peel yourself up. And over and hooking onto the left foot. Sitting up and then rolling all the way down. Taking that left leg up to the sky and breathe. So just easing in to the stretch, not having to yank it back. Organize your pelvis so it's in neutral. And then bending and straightening the legs. The leg, not legs. And breathe into it. Each breath helping you get a little bit deeper. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then we'll release the hamstring stretch, hug it to the toes for your calf stretch. So the leg come down and then just start to pull the toes towards the face. And you can point and flex. And then hold the toes down, heel up. And release. Hook it to the center of the foot again. And sprawling that leg open and out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Actively opening through that leg through each breath, keeping your opposite hip anchoring down. Doing this on the reformer, it's definitely making it so I can't, there's no cheating because I'll fall off the machine. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And we'll exhale and bring that leg up to the sky and slightly across the body, stretching through the side of the hip. After sitting on the court in a pretzel, the stretch is always so great. Last breath here. And we'll melt into a spinal twist of the leg, fall across the body. You can put your ringer band to the side. Last night in the second quarter, I think it was, one of the players like sat in front of me on the court. I was like, I have to do my job. If you're sitting in front of me, I can't see the game. Send the legs all the way out for like several minutes. I was like, I don't know what to do here. Shake the legs all the way out. Reach the hands up to the sky. Plug the shoulder blades away from the ears and then bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. Find yourself in neutral. Inhale, exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and reach the fingertips towards the heels. And then imprint your spine here. So you see what happens when your low back goes into the mat. You're pulling your pubic bone to your face, and then arch. And it probably doesn't feel good to be in either one of those positions. Now coming back into your neutral to where it feels great. Keep that, lower the head back down. Inhale, exhale, curling up, just waking up those upper abs to make sure they're doing the job. Exhale, lift to keep the head supported so you're not in your neck. You're using the upper abs to float you up. Hold this one on the lift, and then reach this forward, reach. Little reach for 5. And last one, lower all the way back down, reach your arms back, take a long stretch, and then plant your hands by your sides. Draw the abs in, keep the pelvis in neutral as you bring your legs one at a time to tabletop. Let the knees hover over the pelvis, ankles in line with the knees, and just marching right toes forward and left. The move you know, so you can tell your abs what to do because you're not trying to figure out what you're doing. This is your body knows how to do this exercise. Marching is mentally easy. And then it allows you to be like, okay, where's my spine right now? Is it staying in neutral? Is my transverse abdominis turning on? Am I lifting out of my pelvic floor? Softening the ribs down into the back ribs. So the front ribs drop down. And then maybe you notice maybe it needs to be harder today. Maybe it needs to be a little easier to get your transverse abdominis working first. Not letting the abs pop up, but sinking down. Let's do one more each way like that. And then bring the legs back to center. Give them a little bit of a hug. Just waking up the transverse abdominis. Bring the legs back down. Resetting into your neutral. And then bring the legs to tabletop one at a time. Squeeze the thighs together. You're going to point the toes. Let both legs go forward to your point of control. And drag the legs back up. Flex the feet. Same thing. So dip of the heels and bring it up, point the toes. So we're just going to alternate a point and a flex. And you're taking your legs as far as is available for you. Because if I go too far, my spine wants to arch. My abs say are like, I'm not doing it today. So notice where it's best for you. Where can you keep the legs going where it is your transverse abdominis working? Toes point forward and then flex. One more time like that. Point and flex and bring the legs back up. Hug the knees in. Legs back to table. Hands reach to the sky. Shoulders reach away from the ears. Extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time and back to center. Left arm, right leg. So just like we did on hands and knees. Alternating arm and leg. And breathe. Drawing the abs in. And then if you want, you can lift the head, neck, and shoulders. If that's not feeling where you're at this morning, you do what's best for you. But you're sinking those abs and you're keeping your pelvis still. You're keeping your center very quiet as the arms and legs move away to challenge the stability. Last one each way. Pulling your belly in, lifting from your upper abs, bring it back to center. Lift a little more from your upper abs and then lower all the way back down, hug it in. You can let the knees stir around, whatever feels good to let go of any tension. Bring the other way with it. And then bringing it back to center, legs to table, reaching the hands to the sky. Inhale, exhale to press your hands towards your hips, shoot your legs at a high diagonal, and then drag it back in. Exhale, lift. And back in. This one will hold up. Inhale, exhale, lift and hold. legs lengthen, and then arms pump for the hundreds. Inhaling for 5 and exhale. So you could keep your legs in parallel here. You could be in turnout. What's best for you? Inhales and exhale. The legs can go lower. Inhale and exhale. They could also be in tabletop. Inhales. They could be on the floor. Where is it this morning? Inhales. It's really sinking the abs in with every exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Hold it and then drag the legs back up. Hug the knees all the way in and relax. Let your head rock side to side. And bring it back center, placing the feet on the mat, setting up for bridging. So setting your feet maybe a touch away from your knees. Arms are by your sides, collarbone widens into the mat. Energetically, the heels are pulling towards your bum as you tuck your pelvis and roll your hips up to the sky, pushing your knees towards the front edge of the room. Lifting a touch higher to open up through the hips. Collarbone is wide, ribs are wrapping in, abs are drawing in, pressing the big toe mound down, pinky toe down, firming the glutes. Keep all that activation as you sequentially imprint your spine right back down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale to tuck and roll right back up. Pushing the hips up to the sky, hugging the thighs in, collarbone is wide, and sequentially rolling it down. Inhale, exhale, peeling all the way up. Firming up the glutes and all the way down. And we're going to hold this one all the way up. Lift and hold. Wrap the ribs in. Feel your backside getting longer. So you're reaching the sits bones towards the calves. And then just little lifts up, up, hold, up, hold. Little lifts, lift, lift. Collarbone is wide. Neck is long. And then hold it up. You're going to just tap your bum down, press up, squeeze. Tap down like it's hot down there on the mat. And you almost can touch your bum down and you go right back up and hold. Firming up those strong glutes, keeping them strong, keeping them ready for us getting up and down out of chairs, moving around, supporting us as we move about our day. Hold the hips high and then lift the heels, tap the butt down, press up, squeeze. Lower, lift, squeeze. Press the big toe mound down. Press the pinky toe down. Hold the hips high and tiny pulses up, hold, up, hold. Again, lengthen your sits bones towards your calves. So you're not sinking into your low back. For 5. Last one. Drop the heels, walk the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Lifting the toes up to the sky, digging your heels down, and then tap down, press up, squeeze. Lower, uplift, and squeeze. So you're firming up the tush, and then hold the up. We'll hug the knees together and open. They squeeze in and out, and in and out. The neck is long, no tension in the neck. Hold the knees open, small lift, up, hold, up, hold. Get up higher and then go tighter, squeezing more activation. For 5. Breathe. Last one, hold it up, drop the feet, walk the feet back to hip width apart, resetting up that bridge. Commit to those hips staying up. Feel the thighs lengthening throughout the knee. And then we'll march the left leg to tabletop and place it back down. We bring the right leg to tabletop and quietly placing the foot back down. Alternating sides. Collarbone is wide. We're going to do one more like that each way. The next time the left leg lifts, it stays up. Push the hips up. Extend the leg up to the sky and small lift, hold, up, hold. Just a pulse of the hips up. Neck is long. You're supported through that right leg, glute and hamstring. And hold it up. Place that foot back on the mat. Push your hips up high. Bring the right leg to tabletop. Bring that leg all the way up to the sky. Toes reach the ceiling and pulse up, up. feeling that left glute and hamstring for 5. And we'll place that foot back on the mat. Both feet are grounded down and just both hips lift. Evenly they lift. Lift, collarbone wide for 5. And then we'll just sequentially roll your spine down. Vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Till your tailbone is on, and you can give your knees a little hug here. And then crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Threading your hands behind the right thigh, pressing your left elbow into your left thigh. And breathe. And we'll switch sides. Pushing the right elbow into the right thigh as you pull back with the left thigh. And release that. Let the legs go long. Shake everything out. Lengthen the arms long behind you. Take a long stretch and then reach the hands up to the sky. Firm the thighs down. Draw the abs in. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And peel yourself vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Up, up, up. Taking a dive to your toes. Taking a little stretch forward here. And then we'll sit up tall. Bring the heels in. Glue the heels. Quick little ball roll here. So rolling like a ball. Glue the heels together, fingertips to the outside of the ankles, elbows wide, so freedom in the arms. Tuck your chin and then roll to your shoulder blades, come back up and balance. 2 more like that. Roll and we balance. 1 more time. And balance up and hold, legs to table, and sequentially rolling yourself down to set up for a single leg stretch into neutral, extend the left leg long. And then we go switch and switch. So pelvis stays in neutral. Drawing the abs in, lengthen. You can always have the head on the mat if it's not feeling so great with it up. And then the legs will go higher to the sky for 3. Breathe. 2, zip those abs in. Last one each way. Back to center, hug it in, and relax it down. Bring the feet down just for a moment, just to reset into your neutral, and then bring your legs to table. Double leg stretch, hands to the sky. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Reach your hands just past your knees. Extend the arms and legs long. At the same time, circle, bring it back to center. Lift from those upper abs. The arms and legs lengthen away from the body without changing the center position, and bring it back. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more like that. You lengthen and circle without letting the shoulders drop. 2. Last one. Exhale, bring it to center and relax the head. Let your head rock side to side. Shoulders relax. And we'll bring the legs back to table. Reach the hands to the sky. Extend the legs to the sky. Float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long. Gently grab it behind the right thigh. Little double pull for the right leg in. Scissor the leg on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So grabbing behind your leg wherever you can stay in neutral other than behind the knee. So we're not stressing out the knee. Pull, 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 pull. Zip the abs in. Let's keep the right leg to the sky. And we're going to roll all the way up to the ankle. Walk all the way down. Inhale, exhale, all the way up. And all the way down. The left leg is just hovering, if that's available, all the way up. Let's grab the outside of take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle, sit up tall, and then sweeping the right fingertips to the back and bring it back to center. Twist and center. 1 more time, twist, bring it back to center, and then hands off, switch legs. Rolling all the way down and all the way up, peeling up, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down, using those strong abdominal muscles to come all the way up, all the way down. Maybe you don't need your hands to come all the way up here, catching to the outside of the left ankle, twisting, opening the left arm, and then you reach back and bring it back to center. Twist and center. 1 more time, twist We bring it back to center. Both legs are up. Take the hands off. Sequentially, place your spine back down all the way to the mat and give your knees a hug here. Bring the feet down so we can set up into our awesome, strong, neutral position that we're not going to lose on double straight leg lower. Fingertip touch behind the ears, elbows wide. So feel the chest widening here. And then bring the legs to the table. Floating head, neck, and shoulders up as you extend the legs up to the sky, anchoring your pelvis in place, legs in parallel or in turnout. Let the legs lengthen away from you, just to your point of control. Exhale as the legs slowly come up. I want the slowest part to be the lift. Lengthen, squeeze the heels, exhale. So the lift really comes from your low belly, out of the pelvic floor. You can also have your head on the mat, hands by your sides. 4 more like this. That's 1. Inhale, lengthen, squeeze out of your pelvic floor. 2 more, lengthen. And exhale, lift. Low belly, pulls those legs up. 1 more. And hug everything in and relax, head rock side to side. And bringing it back to center. Reset, coming into crisscross. Legs are in table, hands behind the head, elbows wide to the sides. Floating head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long. Twist to bring the left shoulder in the direction of the right knee. And rotate back through center. And twist and center. Up and over and center. So bottom rib to opposite hip. Keeping the pelvis still as your upper body does the movement, the rotation across. Exhale. 3 more here. Twist. 2. Bringing everything out. 1 more really strong. Twist. And you bring it back to center and hug all the way in. And then long stretch. Getting pulled apart from either side. 1 more breath there. Getting longest. And then we'll reach the hands to the sky. Draw the abs in. And we'll peel up, up, up and over. And reaching forward, take a stretch. And we'll grab your weights. I'll grab mine, you'll grab yours. Okay. Sitting up, legs long. Again, long spine, roll those shoulders down. I like to start with the good long spine first. An awesome posture. Tuck your elbows into your sides. Lift and lengthen. Collarbone opens, push the elbows in, and then just open the arms and close. So the elbows push into your sides. Feel like you can widen your collarbone just a touch more. Someone's pulling the tip of your ears up to the sky, so you're getting even longer and taller. And hold the arms open and little pulses open. You can have a slight bend in the knee. Lift out of your pelvic floor. And then bring it back to center. Extend the arms forward like you're serving a tray and bring it back to center. So the spine is still long for the moment. Lift the belly. Well, it's always going to stay long. It's just we're going to go into rounded. And we're going to press the arms forward, roll back to your halfway point, and then the arms again. The arms pull in and they press forward. Collarbone is wide. And then hold the arms forward and bicep curls here. Rounding through your low back. And then arms forward, turn the palms towards each other, bend the right elbow, bend the left elbow. Alternating here. Zipping those abs in. 2 more like that. Last one. We're gonna sit up tall, send the arms backwards, so the palms are still facing each other. Collarbone is wide, lengthen out of your pelvis, maybe you bend the knees, and then little pulses in. Press in. The spine is lengthened. And then hold them in and then press up. Can you widen the shoulders a little bit more? Lengthen out of your pelvis, lift out of your pelvic floor so you still want to stay long. And then hold them up a little bit higher, hold them up a little bit higher, a little bit higher. And then send the arms back forward, roll back halfway. Small bend to the elbow, hinge the arms open and close. Lift the elbows a touch higher than the wrists. So you don't want them to fall. 3 more here. And last one. Come back to center, sit up tall. Push the hands up to the sky and then bend and straighten into triceps. So we've got that long spine, long neck. Biceps are alongside the ears. The head's not dropping down. Crown of the head is pushing to the sky. And hold the arms up, turn the palms open, elbows come down and press overhead. Lower, press up. Breathe. And last one. And then bring the arms all the way down, placing the weights to the side. You're going to keep one in a moment and just take a stretch across. And other side. And bring it back center. So we'll take one weight and we'll meet on hands and knees. Let's take the weight into the left arm to start. Right hand underneath the shoulder, knees line up underneath the pelvis. So make sure the knees are lined up to start under the pelvis because we don't want them creeping to the center for balance. We want the strong abs to do all the work. Sweeping the left arm back and it taps down to the weight or to the mat. It sweeps back. So if that feels like it's easy, we extend the right leg long. And then maybe the right leg lifts up off the mat. And it just stays there as the arm is pulling up and down. We pull the arm up and down. Now hold the arm up, tuck the elbow into the side and bend the elbow and straighten. Bend and straighten. And if you want, the leg can do the same thing. So they both bend and they both straighten. I did it wrong to start, but they both bend, they both straighten. And then they both stay long. Lift a little bit higher and they pulse together. They pulse in for 5. And last one, the arm comes down, the leg stays long. You come onto your forearms. The right leg is going to tap down, press up, squeeze. So just long leg, pelvis is still. You could keep the weight in between the hands if you want, just as a marker of keeping them shoulder width apart. Trying to not shift into your left side. Let's square those hips. The leg comes up. It's going to go over to the left, up and over to the right. It taps side to side. Pulling your belly in. And we'll bring it back to center. Bend the knee, point the toes, and pulse up. Little lifts. Lift out of your shoulders so you're not sinking your heart down. You're pressing it up into your ribs, your back ribs. And then hold it up, open the knee out to the side and small lift. Lift. The thigh just pulls up and then flex the foot and kick back. Kick, kick. So we sit in that position, you're just kicking it back. For 3, 2, and last one. You're going to turn the hip back to squared. Just tap the knee down, point the toe, and then press up. Last one here. The knee taps down, press up, squeeze. Lower and left. Shoulders are staying pulling away from the ears. And last one here. And then bring that knee down, press back, child's pose, take a breath. The knees can be wide. Dropping your chest to the mat. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then we'll bring ourselves back up. Grabbing the weight. into your right hand now. Making sure the setup is knees are directly underneath the pelvis. So when we do move that leg, the leg won't be in the center. Start by just bringing the right arm back and tap it down. Back and down. Just straight arm, simple movement. And then we take the left toes out. And then squaring the hips, you can lift that left leg up. Point the toe. Long spine, and then hold that arm back and just keep it tucked in, and you just bend and straighten. Keep the tricep up a little bit higher than the body. And then you can start to add the leg in. They both bend, they both straighten. Both bend and straighten. Pulling the abs up and in. And we'll just keep the arms and legs long, lift a little higher, and they pulse together. They pulse in. For 5. And last one, we're going to bring the weight down and make your way onto your forearms. Keeping the left leg long, making sure the right knee is under the hip. Tap the toe down and lift. Tap down and lift. Long leg. Breathe. Trying to not shift your weight over to the right. And then we're going to add the over to the right tap, over to the left tap. Just tap and tap. Keeping the neck lengthened. And we'll bring it back to center here. Point the toe and small up, up. Keeping the thigh up, and it just goes higher. Flex the foot, lift it up. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, and then open the knee out to the side. The thigh just lifts. So your heel is angled back to your right booty cheek. And hold it up, and then a little kick back. Kick. So just wrapping right underneath the bum. Bringing a little more weight into the left elbow for 3. And last one, turn the knee back down, point the toe, tap the knee to the mat, press up, squeeze. Tap down, up, squeeze. And lift. One more here. And we'll bring that knee down, knees wide, and sit back into your child's pose. And just take a breath there. Lengthening the arms a little bit further forward, heavying your tailbone. Reach the fingertips one little inch forward. Press the sits bones back. One more breath. Let's walk the hands over to the right to take a stretch to the left side body. So keeping the booty to your heels, and just breathe into that left side body now. Creating more space between the ribs on the left side. One more breath there. And bring it back to center. Other side, walking the hands over to the right. Really reaching the right fingertips long, pushing your hips back to your heels, and just find all that opening through the right rib cage. Just take one more breath there. And then bring it back to center. And then you're going to roll yourself all the way back up onto hands and knees. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Can you guys hear that ringing?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It's the husband.
It's okay.
Dude, you know I'm teaching class. Round your spine into your cat.
Bonjour, chérie.
Well, he's not on, but he's like, why are you not answering my call? I'm like, dude, it's Pilates time. One more time into your cat. Neil, do you have a story?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And into your cow. And bringing it back to center, we're going to step the right leg long to set up your plank. Press back through your heels, just get a little extra stretch in the back of the leg and in the calf. And then press the left leg back and stretch that leg back. In here, we're just going to do a little tiny bend and straighten of the knee. Staying in your plank, little bend and straighten of the knee. Pulling the abs in. And then both heels back. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Draw the belly in, fold the right leg up, point the toe. And lower that leg down, left leg up, point the toe. And alternating sides for 4 more here. Just a little lift, activate the glute. Long leg, you just lift and lower. 2 more, long neck. Abs are super activated. Last one. And then we're gonna just lengthen the spine and then lift its bones high for downward dog. And then bending and straightening the knee. Drawing the abs in. Lift those sit bones a little bit higher, pressing both heels back. And then slow walk of your feet to your hands. Singing your forward fold as long as is available. And then maybe it's hands to shins, whatever feels best in your forward fold. Take that stretch. And breathe, letting everything go. We grabbing onto either elbow and sway side to side. You could have a soft bend in the knee, which is going to allow you to get a little more release in your back. And release the arms. Maybe trying to straighten the legs. Leaning into your toes and into your heels. One more time, into your toes and into your heels. And back to center. And then softening the knees again to draw the abs in. Pull your belly in to start to restack your spine. To rolling up. To staying longer, taller, and stronger than before class. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Grounding down through your feet. Take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. Nice big inhale up. Exhale it all out. And thank you for coming to class, Pilates Hotties.